Hi, good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television, your one-stop morning show for top stories from India and around the globe. I'm Ashwarya and here are the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin to meet for agenda-less talks in Sochi today. Prime Minister's second such summit with a world leader in less than a month. India and Russia to further strengthen a special and privileged strategic partnership. Congress JDS Karnataka government formation talks. Chief Minister designate H.D. Kumaraswamy to meet Rahul and Sonia Gandhi in Delhi. Says no discussion so far on power sharing. Congress talks about give and take. Seven policemen of Chhattisgarh Armed Force and District Force martyred after Naxals blew up their vehicle in Dantewara. Chief Minister Raman Singh says Maoists against development. Made an anti-Naxal Bastaria battalion to be commissioned into the CRPF today. Unprovoked Pakistani firing and shelling along international border continues in Samba in Jammu and Kashmir. Operational preparedness of forces to get a boost as centre begins work to introduce artificial intelligence into the three forces. And US and China avert a trade war, strike a deal after talks, with Beijing agreeing to significantly increase its purchases of US goods and services to reduce massive trade deficit. Our top story this morning, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has left for Russia, where he will hold informal talks with the Russian President Vladimir Putin in the city of Sochi. This is an agenda-less meet where the two leaders will talk on global and regional issues. Prime Minister Modi has said that the talks will strengthen special and privileged strategic ties with Russia. This is the Prime Minister's second such informal summit with a global leader in less than a month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin for informal summit in Sochi today. Ahead of the talks, the Prime Minister expressed hope that the talks would further strengthen the special and privileged strategic partnership between the two nations. While no formal agenda has been set, the informal talks are expected to go on for 4 to 6 hours. The aim of the informal summit being to use the friendship and trust between the two countries to create convergence on key global and regional issues. The summit is taking place at the invitation of Putin and the talks will be followed by lunch.
Now, obviously, this is happening very early, very soon in President Putin's new term. And he is going to be the president for the next 6 years. So there is a desire on the part of Russia to sit with India, to talk to our Prime Minister, to discuss the future priorities of Russia.
Terrorism will be among the key issues likely figure during the talks. Other issues that are likely to be discussed include situation in Afghanistan and Syria and matters relating to the upcoming Shanghai Cooperation Organization and BRICS summits. Another key issue on the table may include economic impact on India and Russia in the wake of the US withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal.
Because both Russia and India, we have relations with Iran of different kinds. And we both have big stakes in Iran. So yes, Iran will be a subject of discussion to review what has happened and how do we go ahead in the future.
Considering New Delhi's long-cherished defence ties with Moscow, the talks are likely to focus on defence cooperation, especially on India's plans to buy 5 S-400 Triumph air defence systems for around $4.5 billion from Russia, and the possible impact of the US sanctions against Russia under the Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act on Russia-India defence cooperation. The two leaders may also deliberate on extending Indo-nuclear civil nuclear cooperation to third countries. Russia is looking for the construction of more than 12 nuclear power units in India. It had already constructed 2 nuclear power plants at Kudankulam in 2013 and 2016.
Bangladesh government is building the Rupur nuclear power plant. There we have recently signed an agreement between India, Russia and Bangladesh to cooperate trilaterally in the Rupur plant. This is the first such example, and the Russian side is interested, and so are we.
Prime Minister Modi had travelled to Russia in June last year, and Putin is expected to visit India in October. However, this visit is not part of the regular annual summits between Indian and Russian leaders, which takes place every year alternately in India and Russia. This informal summit is the second that Prime Minister Modi is having with a world leader in less than a month. Last month, he had met Chinese President Xi Jinping. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, let's get a perspective from my colleague Akhilesh Suman, who is joining us on the phone line. Akhilesh, after an informal meeting with Chinese President, we are today going to witness Prime Minister Modi holding another informal meeting, this time with Russian President Vladimir Putin today. What all is expected, considering the fact that there's no agenda that has been actually set for the talks?
Yeah, actually, Aishwarya, this is also something very important this time, because last time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi talked to Xi Jinping in China, it was coming after we had confrontation with China on the Doklam area. But now this is the time when the US is trying to put pressure on all the countries regarding trade, regarding its relationship with other countries. And so, you know that after this sanction on Iran, and Russia is also facing fresh sanctions from US, it is important that how our defense relationship with Russia will go, because you know that we have very intense and very deep relationship with Russia on defense issues. So the Prime Minister will also talk and the President of Russia will also talk about how to strengthen this relationship, because India cannot compromise on its defense issues, given the fact that we have strong adversaries in our western and also in the northern border. So it is going to be one of the major initiatives of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to reach out to Russia, which is a very close friend of China also. And because of Chinese maneuverings in Asia, the tension is increasing every day. So you need to talk to Russia that how Russia looks when SCO meeting is going on, going to be next month, and then how can you comprehend an SCO, a close quarter, also breaks a close quarter at the time when India and China are on confrontation mode. So it is like a persuading and enlightening discussion between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Putin. Bilateral issues will be there, you know, that because Russia has a domestic priorities and Russia wants that India should invest in its domestic affairs, given the fact that it has a huge tract of land and Indian investors can invest. So it is, that how economic relations has to be strengthened, how our defense relations have to be protected, and how confrontation in Asia Pacific has to be averted are going to be the three major points of talk between the two heads of governments. Aishwarya.
All right. Thank you so much, Akhilesh, for all those updates there. So 4 to 6 hours have been set for this meeting that is going to take place in Sochi, and a number of issues of bilateral as well as international issues as well are going to figure in the talks. We'll keep updating you all the updates as they happen. Meanwhile, moving on to news from Karnataka now, where the leader of the Congress-JDS alliance, H.D. Kumaraswamy, will take oath as the Chief Minister on Wednesday. This will be in the capital. He'll be in the capital today to hold discussions with the Congress leaders on the cabinet formation. Take a look at this report.
Karnataka Chief Minister designate H.D. Kumaraswamy will be in Delhi today to discuss government formation modalities with the Congress High Command. Former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and senior Congress leader D.K. Shivkumar will also arrive in Delhi today to take part in the meeting. On Sunday, Kumaraswamy dismissed reports about his party working out a power-sharing formula of heading the government for 30 months each with the Congress.
Regarding the ministry expansion, everything they have to clear it. That is not my issue. Only my issue is concerned to my MLAs. But frankly, I will going to discuss everything with Madam Ji and Rahul Ji to run the government stable. We wanted to give stable government. For that, I will going to request their blessing and their cooperation for full 5 years.
But a day before the meeting, senior Congress leader from Karnataka, Mallikarjun Kharge, said there must be a give and take between both the parties in the state.
हमारी पार्टी बहुत बड़ी पार्टी होते हुए भी एक जेडीएस जैसे एक रीजनल पार्टी को हमने सपोर्ट किया ये उसूलों के लिए किया और खासकर हमारे संविधान के जो उसूलों को अपहेल्ड करने के लिए और डेमोक्रेसी को अपहेल्ड करने के लिए हमने किया है। तो शायद इन सभी चीज़ों को देखते हुए गिव एंड टेक तो होना चाहिए, वो होगा।
Kumaraswamy had headed the BJP-JDS coalition government for 20 months from January 2006 under a power-sharing agreement, but had backtracked on its commitment and refused to hand over the mantle to B.S. Yediyurappa, causing the government to fall. Kumaraswamy's swearing-in on May 23rd will be an opportunity for the opposition to show its strength. Apart from the Congress, leaders from the BSP, SP, Trinamool and TRS are also likely to attend the oath ceremony. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu is also likely to be present. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, a BJP leader Ram Madhav has said that the BJP had the right to be invited first by Karnataka government as it was the single largest party in the state.
It's a democratic practice where the largest single party is given an opportunity. We had a right to seek that opportunity, which we sought. It's another matter. We realized that we could not muster the required numbers. Honestly speaking, the mandate was against the Congress party in the state. So we had hoped that parties like JDS would certainly keep the mandate in mind and act appropriately.
And we'll take a very short break here. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
सबका साथ सबका विकास, दिल से तो हर मुआमला करके चले थे साफ हम, दिल से तो हर मुआमला करके चले थे साफ हम, कहने में उनके सामने बात बदल बदल गई।
कभी किसी को मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिला, कभी किसी को मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिला, किसी को जमीन, किसी को आसमान नहीं मिला।
Watch a special program on 4 years of Modi government from the Parliament premises, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back after the break. A big story coming in from Chhattisgarh, where at least 7 police personnel were martyred after Naxals blew up their vehicle in Chhattisgarh's Dantewada on Sunday when the state was gearing up to welcome Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh. The Naxals carried out a landmine blast when a joint team of the Chhattisgarh Armed Force and the district police was out patrolling to provide security to the trucks carrying construction material. The Naxals reportedly looted 6 automatic weapons and 2 AK-47s and as many self-loading rifles from the 5 personnel who died on the spot. Police sources believe that the attack was in retaliation to the recent encounters in Maharashtra, Odisha and Bijapur, where the Maoists suffered major casualties. Chief Minister Raman Singh termed it cowardly and said that it exposed the rebels' anti-people and anti-development mindset.
ये विकास का विरोध जिस प्रकार से नक्सली करते हैं, डेवलपमेंट के काम से हमेशा नक्सलियों को जिस प्रकार ये शहीद जवानों को निशाना बनाया जाता है, किसी कारण हरकत को देखते हुए पूरे देश में इस बात की चिंता है और हम इन घटना का मुंहतोड़ भी जवाब देंगे।
Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh will today attend the commissioning of the Bastaria Battalion of the CRPF. In a first, the battalion has been created with more than 534 tribal youths from Chhattisgarh and 33% representation of women combatants. Rajnath Singh will award the best performance of the new units after they present him with a guard of honor and a military parade. The unique battalion has been raised with a specific purpose to tackle Maoist menace. Armed with about a year's rigorous training in jungle warfare, firing, map reading, police laws and unarmed combat, this battalion will be immediately deployed for anti-Naxal operations in some of the worst affected areas such as Sukma, Dantewada and Bijapur.
शायद बस्तरिया बटालियन के लोगों को इस बात की जानकारी नहीं होगी कि बस्तरिया बटालियन की चर्चा केवल छत्तीसगढ़ तक ही सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि इस देश के सुरक्षा बलों में सारे देश में बस्तरिया बटालियन की इस समय चर्चा हो रही है। और यह एक नया प्रयोग है और मैं मानता हूं कि इस प्रकार का और भी प्रयोग किए जाने की आवश्यकता है।
Meanwhile, in an ambitious defense project, the government has started work on incorporating artificial intelligence into the armed forces. The aim is to enhance operational preparedness of the armed forces and to equip them with unmanned tanks, vessels, aerial vehicles and robotic weaponry. Amid rising Chinese investments in developing critical applications of AI for its military, the move is a part of a broader policy initiative to prepare the Army, Navy and the Indian Air Force for next-generation warfare. A high-powered task force headed by Tata Sons chairman N. Chandrasekaran is finalizing the specifics and the framework of the project, which would be implemented in a partnership model between the armed forces and the private sector. The Secretary Defence Production, Ajay Kumar, said that the government has made this decision as it would be a big area considering the requirements of a future warfare.
Artificial intelligence is going to influence everything in the future, our common lives also, and including like everything else, it is also going to affect the future warfare. Most of the major countries in the world are taking steps to ensure that their defense systems are fully empowered by use of artificial intelligence. In India, we have also taken steps in this direction. A task force has been set up under the chairmanship of Mr. Chandrasekhar, the chairman of Tata Sons, who is one of the very eminent industry leaders and a technologist in this area. And it includes representation from all the forces, our DRDO labs, Bharat Electronics Limited, other industries, private industries, experts, professionals, startups and government. And this multi-stakeholder group is looking at what are the kind of requirements and what are the kind of things that Indian Defence Forces needs to prepare themselves due to the advent of artificial intelligence.
Big story coming in from J&K, where hours after reportedly pleading with the BSF to stop firing, the Pakistani Rangers again started unprovoked firing and shelling along the international border in Jammu and Kashmir. Small arms firing from the Pakistani side started on Sunday at around 10:30 p.m. at Narayanpur in Ramgarh sector, and it was followed by mortar firing. The BSF pro said that the precise fire by its troops on Pak firing locations has inflicted heavy losses to them. The BSF said that the forces gave a befitting reply to the unprovoked shelling and firing by Pakistan troops for the last 3 days. Heavy mortar shelling by Pakistan's forces along the international border in Jammu last week has left 4 civilians killed, 2 BSF jawans martyred and over a dozen others injured. News from Kerala now, where 3 deaths have been reported in the state in the past 2 weeks due to a rare virus called Nipah. These deaths have put the Kerala Health Department on high alert, and the nature of the virus is yet to be ascertained. The blood and other samples of the deceased have been sent to the National Virology Institute in Pune. A district-level special task force headed by Kozhikode District Collector has also been formed in the wake of the deaths due to this virus. Meanwhile, Union Minister J.P. Nadda has directed the Director of National Centre for Disease Control to visit Kozhikode district to assist the state government in monitoring the situation. Let's get you some more news from across the nation. Let's go nationwide. At least 10 people died and 16 were taken seriously ill after allegedly consuming spurious liquor in Kanpur and its neighbouring Dehat district. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has announced financial assistance of ₹2 lakh each to the next of the kin of each of the deceased. The government has earned 1,400 crore rupees as revenue from the highly successful e-visa scheme offered to the citizens of 163 countries visiting India as tourists since its launch in 2014. According to the Union Home Ministry officials, the popular e-visa scheme was availed by 19 lakh tourists in 2017, and it is expected that more than 25 lakh tourists will avail the facility in 2018. A massive fire broke out in the forests of Pauri Garhwal located in Uttarakhand. The fire destroyed most of the natural vegetation. According to locals, the fire has been raging in different parts of the forest area in Uttarakhand, Srinagar for the past 3 days. And here is our special report. The very thought of disease scares all of us. Though most of them are curable today, but the prohibitive cost of the treatment is a dampener even for the well-healed. Now, as per the report of Niti Aayog, 86% of the rural population and 82% of the urban population are not covered under any scheme of a health expenditure support. And in fact, close to 78% Indians pay medical expenses from their own pocket, due to which about 7% population is pushed below the poverty threshold every year. To mitigate the suffering of the common man, Modi government took some concrete steps like moderating the prices of some of the key medical products like the heart stents and common surgeries. It has come as a breather for patients. So Rajya Sabha television spoke to some of the beneficiaries. Take a look at this report.
Sunita is in her 50s. She lives in Delhi. An avid traveler, she loves visiting new places, making new friends and gathering new experiences. But some time back, it all came to a grinding halt. Her kneecaps had worn out, making her immobile. The replacement was possible, but the incurring cost ran into lakhs. She was in a bind. Luckily, it was during this period that central government decisively intervened and capped the runaway prices of surgeries and many medical instruments. Sunita couldn't have asked for more. She soon decided and went for the kneecap surgery, and that too at a much lower cost. The surgery was successful. Her hopes soared again. Soon she plans to travel to her favorite destination, the hills. She is happy and credits government for her recovery.
मेरा एक का इसका आया है मेरा 60,000 रुपये और इसका भी मेरा इतना ही है 60 के करीब ही जो है सब कुछ। तो बहुत कम हो गया, आपको फ़ायदा मिला इसका जो सरकार की नई योजना है। सरकार जब फ़ायदा दे रही है तो उठाना चाहिए उसका फ़ायदा जो है। जब सर चीज़ में बेनिफिट मिल रहा है तो उसको क्यों ना उठाया जाए।
जनता को फ़ायदा काफ़ी फ़ायदा। जहाँ प्राइवेट में आपसे 4-5 लाख रुपये मांगते हैं दोनों घुटने के, वहाँ पे ये अपना 1.25 लाख रुपये में सारा काम निपट गया दोनों का।
Kapil is a marketing officer in a private limited company. Work stress is a part of his professional life, but he never imagined becoming a heart patient at the young age of 41. Some time back, he was hospitalized due to severe chest pain. The tests revealed that his arteries were blocked. The treatment involved stent implant costing lakhs of rupees. Kapil had no financial bulwark to fall back upon. It was a desperate situation. The light of hope was ebbing gradually. And then came the announcement by the government drastically cutting the prices of the stents. For thousands of patients like Kapil, it came as a new beacon of hope. Suddenly, the stents implant became affordable. It was a new lease of life for needy patients like Kapil.
मेरे को हार्ट अटैक आया था। उसके बाद हार्ट अटैक के बाद जो डॉक्टर के पास गए RML हॉस्पिटल में, तो वहाँ पर उन्होंने एंजियोग्राफी करी और एंजियोग्राफी के बाद जो पता लगा कि ब्लॉकेज थी मेरी एक आर्टरी के अंदर, तो उन्होंने रिकमेंड किया कि स्टंट डालना पड़ेगा। जो स्टंट की कीमत थी वहाँ पर करीब जो पहले स्टंट की कीमत हुआ करती थी 1.5 लाख रुपए, करीब उसकी 1/4 कीमत पे वो स्टंट मुझे डाला गया। लगभग जो मेरा खर्चा आया वहाँ पर स्टंट का और जो स्टंट डालने का जो आया वो करीब 40 से 45 हज़ार के बीच में मेरा पूरा खर्चा आया।
This much-needed intervention was made by drug price regulator NPPA in February 2017. It directly impacted the healthcare market in no time. Post-moderation, the cost of bare metal stent used in treatment of heart disease tumbled to rupees 7,923, whereas the drug-eluting stent now costs rupees 28,849. The MRP of cobalt chromium implant used in kneecap replacement is rupees 54,720. And titanium and oxidized zirconium are now pegged at rupees 76,600. The same devices earlier used to cost lakhs of rupees and the profits were pocketed by the medical companies. But now, doctors believe that lowering of prices will directly benefit the end consumer.
पहले ज़्यादा हुआ करती थी, हमारे यहाँ पे उसकी कीमत जो मैंने किए हैं सबसे ज़्यादा 70 के करीब थी, 70, 75, कुछ और ब्रांड थे, पर उसके बाद तो काफ़ी कम हुआ है। कुछ लोग तो काफ़ी लोग ये कीमत चार्ज करते थे, 1,30,000 भी मैंने देखा लोगों को ले, कभी काफ़ी जगह इंस्टीट्यूट में, क्योंकि ये मरीज़ बताते थे कि हमें वहाँ पे इतना दे रहे हैं सेम ब्रांड का ही, एक कभी 1.5 लाख रुपए, कभी 1,40,000 रुपये, तो उससे कहाँ 55,000 कहाँ, वो तो काफ़ी कम हो गया। गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत अच्छा किया ये तो।
एक कमेटी बनाई गई है, जो कमेटी ऐसे मैंने बताया NLEM एक कमेटी थी, NLEM के हिसाब से जो दवाइयाँ एसेंशियल लिस्ट में शामिल की जाती थी वो ऑटोमेटिकली प्राइस के कंट्रोल में आ जाती थी। मैं जितना समझता हूँ कि ये एक बहुत शीघ्र ही हम लोगों को एक और कमेटी बनाने की आवश्यकता पड़ेगी, जो कि बाकी चीज़ों के बारे में भी एक उचित निर्णय ले सके कि किस किस चिकित्सा उपकरण को एक मूल्य निर्धारण के दायरे में लाया जाए।
Meanwhile, Niti Aayog and Ministry of Health has asked the government to amend the drug price control order. This amendment, whenever it happens, will strengthen the regulatory mechanism and cover patented drugs and devices.
The basic reason behind this price reduction of knee implant and heart stents are that the common man can also afford it. And the government, along with INPPA, also hinted that in many more devices and medical surgeries, there will be a price reduction in favor of a common man. But there is a challenge lies ahead between the good quality implants and also the research and development for the new technology. In Delhi, with Cameron Kawaljit, this is Panchanan Mishra for Rajya Sabha TV.
Let's get to some other news now. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will flag in INSV Tarini at Goa today. After completing the historic circumnavigation of the globe, the 6-member all-women crew of the Indian Navy on board the Indian naval sailing vessels Tarini is returning back to Goa today. Navy Chief Admiral Sunil Lamba will also be present along with the Defence Minister for the flag-in ceremony of the ship at INS Mandovi boat pool in Veran, from where the voyage was flagged off on 10th of September 2017. The expedition, named Navika Sagar Parikrama, involving a 6-member crew, is led by Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi, and it is the first ever Indian circumnavigation of the globe by an all-women crew. The ship would have covered over 21,000 nautical miles, or the circumference of the Earth, at its completion. The expedition is aimed at promoting women empowerment, aligned with the Government of India's thrust for Nari Shakti. It also aims to promote ocean sailing by the Indian Navy and inspire the youth to develop a spirit of adventure. Our top international focus now. The US and China have averted a trade war as of now. Amid talks aimed at bringing down America's massive trade deficit with Beijing, both the nations have struck a deal under which Beijing will significantly increase its purchases of American goods and services to reduce the massive $375 billion trade deficit with Washington. The trade spat between the two top economies of the world began last month, with the Trump imposing tariffs on steel and aluminium imports into the US. In further retaliation, China announced plans to impose new tariffs of 25% worth of $50 billion on 106 American products. That's it in this edition of News, but news and updates continue on your channel. Thanks for watching and have a great day ahead.